वेलकम वंस अगेन माय यूट्यूब चैनल माइल्स ऑन स्टेप्स। सो अभी मैं पहुंच चुका हूं कैटलर एक चर्च है और यहाँ पे फोर्ट भी है एक। तो अभी मैं राउंड करता हूँ यहाँ पे। बुल जैसा हमारा बिग बुल रहता है ना मुंबई स्टॉक में, वैसे यहाँ पे बिग बुल टाइप का एक स्टैचू है। आपको दिखाता हूँ मैं फ्लिप करके स्क्रीन। और मेरे पीछे देख सकते हैं आप, चर्च काफ़ी ब्यूटीफुल है और फेमस भी है। इसका नाम है सेंट एल्बन चर्च है। और ये पीछे आप मेरे साथ देख सकते हो एक बुलिश का स्टैच्यू जिसको पीछे से चाबुक मारता हुआ कोई शख्स। तो काफ़ी अच्छा स्टैच्यू बनाए रहते हैं इन्होंने यहाँ पे। तो अभी मैं राउंड इसका ट्रिप करता हूँ और आपको फोर्ट के पास तक लेके जाता हूँ। कैसे आप देख सकते हैं कैसा है यहाँ पे। चारों तरफ से कवरअप है और ये चर्च है। हमें उस साइड जाना है, आप देख पा रहे होंगे दैट प्लेस। बट अभी फ़िलहाल हम यहाँ से देखते हैं चीज़ें। तो ये है सेंट एल्बन चर्च और हमें जाना है उस साइड। काफ़ी हवा भी चल रही है तो साउंड थोड़ा डिस्ट्रैक्ट रहेगा, बट इट्स ओके फाइन। तो अभी हम उस साइड चलते हैं और सामने काफ़ी आंधी जैसा चल रहा है। यहाँ का वेदर काफ़ी ऐसी है, स्कैंडिनेवियन वेदर। हमेशा बारिश जैसा होता है पर बारिश होती नहीं है, पर लगता है काफ़ी अच्छा फाउंटेन चल रहा है। अब मैं आ गया हूँ चर्च के पास। तो मेरे को एक फ्रेंड मिली है इंडियन, वो यूके में ही स्टूडेंट वीज़ा में थी हमारी तरह, और उसने यूके में काम किया 1 साल और यूके को क्विट करते हुए वो चले गई स्वीडन, यूरोप में आ गई और वहाँ पे उसने अपना फ्यूचर बनाया है यूरोप में। तो उसको स्पॉन्सरशिप भी मिला है। तो ये रहा सेंट एल्बन चर्च। और यहाँ पे कुछ बाज़ार टाइप वर्ड यूज़ किया, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज़ द बाज़ार। हमारे इंडिया में तो बाज़ार मीन्स मार्केट होता है। तो इज़ 22 अगस्त 2026 बाज़ार। तो अभी हम चल रहे हैं उस साइड की तरफ, फोर्ट की तरफ। और अभी मैं इंट्रोड्यूस कराता हूँ उस लड़की से जिसको जॉब मिली है स्वीडन पे, यूके से आई थी। तो लेट्स सी आपको कुछ नॉलेज मिले यूके वालों को जो यूके में रह रहे हैं। Then she will try to explain you everything about how they got a job. Annie, can you explain how you got the job in Sweden from UK?
So I applied for a job seeker visa in the Sweden, but it took 6 months actually, but it was worth the wait. After that I moved to the Sweden and has been looking for a job for 6 months straight. I would say things in Sweden is really seasonal. So there is like proper recruiting season, which is from August to like before Christmas, and from Jan to like May. So that's like the peak hiring season, where things like start.
Like every September is peak, right?
Yeah, from like August onwards, after the summer holidays, things would get.
Because the reason behind is a fresh recruitment and company know aware about the Asians cultures and graduation like ceremony. They hire some fresher and some experienced persons on the September season. And
so I would say it was like a different experience than applying for jobs and attending interviews in the UK, because I would say in Sweden that cultural fit is a big factor as well. So you are evaluated not just on your technical skills, but also on how well you would get along with the team and the company culture and so on. And one of the challenges I had is that a lot of the jobs require Swedish. So what I was able to apply for is only the IT jobs and roles that is really close to my previous experience. So if you're like a complete beginner who's like from a very non-technical skills, it would be really important that you learn the language first and then apply, so that you would.
What type of languages apply?
Basically any job that requires you to like speak to natives and like customers needs Swedish. So in IT it's more like a international setting, right, where we are working with different teams or like different countries. So Swedish isn't that important. Or there are specific companies where the corporate language is English,
Yes, yes. So yeah, this is a myth or illusion. European countries only use the preferred language, local language, but some European countries accept the English language.
So it would come down to you understanding what is the roles that you want and applying for them. There is also like a lot of cultural factors in an interview, so you need to be like aware and sensitive about that, which you would get when you're like preparing for it. It's not a big challenge. Personally, I received a lot more callback while I was searching for my job in Sweden than in UK, and I would say I have spent a lot of time applying for jobs in both the countries.
And I want to say that the Western country interview based on behavior. Yeah, behavioral, because first round is a behavior round. If you find suitable candidate for the behavior round, then they proceed for the technical or core skill round. But behavior is important. I also apply in a Zinc. Zinc is a LinkedIn of Germany. I got lots of call from Germany, but after the first round of interview, behavior round, they ask for a language. I say that I have only English language, no B2 C2 level German, so they reject my applications. But in some European country like Sweden and maybe Denmark, they accept the English. And you also apply on LinkedIn. She also apply on LinkedIn and got the job. And she also from IT background, right?
So I had a bit of a career shift. So my undergrad was in commerce and management. So then I moved to UK to do my master's in business analytics. And then I got like an analyst job, and now I'm here. And speaking about the language, I would say, like, I'm not sure about all the countries, but at least a lot of them, you just need that willingness to learn that language and integrate into the society. Like if you're just saying, okay, I'm taking this and this effort to learn the language, a lot of times that works. But you can't be like completely ignorant and not at all willing.
I think they allow or not?
Yeah, you can just walk through.
Maybe they say that.
For vehicles, I think, yeah.
Vehicles, but my camera is problem. Can I turn a little bit? I show the front. Is the army police? So finally she got a job, and the commitment to you company for a sponsorship furthermore.
Yeah. So I will be starting next week actually. So in Sweden, everything is a bit more straightforward. Once you get the job offer, they just at least the company that offered me the role, they initiated everything.
Everything like a future upcoming 2 to 3 years, they have a planning like a sponsorship.
Yeah, so it depends on the job contract that you're getting. If it's like a limited term contract, it would basically be until the end of employment. But if it's like a permanent contract, the visa would be like, the initial permit would be like 2 years or 3 years, I think.
3 years.
After that, you just need to renew it. But it's just a matter of updating.
And what about the PR? How many years you need to spend here to getting the PR?
My understanding is 4.
4. Because in Germany, if you work as a 3-year IT skill as a white collar job, you directly subject to the sponsorship or maybe PR in a 3-year. In UK, 5-year. So in Sweden, you say that 3 year is okay as a skilled worker visa or any type of visa. Then they subject to the PR, permanent residency, and after that the citizenship of Swedish passport, right?
Passport is 8 years now.
And this is a fort, huh?
Yeah.
I'm not aware about this fort, but I'm look around the fort. How is it look? It's a Danish flag. यूनाइटेड किंगडम टू डैनिश किंगडम. इधर हर जगह राजा शासन चलता है यूरोप में, लाइक स्पेनियल किंग एंड क्वीन किंगडम, लाइक लियोनर फ्रेंच नेपोलियंस king and queen kingdom, UK king and kingdoms, and Swedish king and queen, and Denmark Danish king and queen kingdom. I think everywhere is a king queen, right? In European follow the king and queen. here is the government, but government just like systematic, not like India, like overall power and jurisdiction to government, surrender everything they control. Here is some monarchy and they follow and respect that monarchy, and that country follow and go on that way. So that's why the country is developed. What is your plan? If everything is properly to government organized, then that country fuck off, right?
No, I
I
try
think
to
there's something behind the monarchy
Yeah.
exist on the parliament, behind the parliament. I think so.
Yeah, nothing. We don't know anything public about them, but whatever they do doesn't come to the light. But maybe they are like a guidance or some sort.
Guidance or some like a
Yeah.
ruling type.
Yeah.
How you law the pass in the parliament.
Yeah.
What type of laws? What categories of laws?
But my general understanding is that the king and queen doesn't really interfere with the rulings. At least that's what they say. I'm not the best person to talk about this.
Yeah.
But
But
at least what I felt is like they're a lot more humble.
yeah,
They
humble.
try to be like one of the people.
In UK, I feel like that king and monarchy something they manipulate the law behind the parliament,
yeah.
because according to the government, every government just resign within a 3 years or 2-year tenure consecutive.
That's controversial.
It's controversial, but yeah, but it's okay, fine. But huge tax. What about the tax in Sweden?
Oh, the tax is high. So apparently
More than, this is a main important topic, tax.
tax. So
I pay lots of tax.
So in Sweden, I think it's like 30%.
30, but in UK it's 20.
20, yeah.
But after the threshold, like, is a 50 maybe.
Yeah, after all the VAT and all the typing, you have to expect at least 40% of your salary going to tax.
So is the view behind me is look evergreen. And see, behind me is the fort. So where I go, where I try to reach. Actually is a nice, no? Natural. Same thing you can approach in UK, but you need to go out of London, Scotland or Wales, Cardiff. But here is on the city center, like natural, rich by nature. And I